think I was going to come on camera, did you? You're just like, this dude just going to just play music the whole time or what? No, man, well, thank you for tuning in, bro, for real. This is my video series, the first episode of my video series introducing my 100% original design entrepreneurial development camp. And in later videos, I'll discuss the specifics of how the camp's going to run and what the different workings are going to be and how the guidelines are going to run and all the flow charts and everything and how it's going to get out. But anyway, it's an entrepreneurial development camp. And I hope you make it to the end of this video. It's about 10, maybe 15 minutes long with that long ass intro. But got a little flow chart I want to show you guys about what I learned in my own entrepreneurial camp where I was the only member. And that's how it rolls. But anyway, let's get rolling. Alright guys, I got my little chart up now. Hopefully you can see it real nice. Let me explain it to you. So all the way to your far right hand side you have school. Right there obviously it says school. And it's spelled just like the kids who spell it in school. I'm kidding, I went to school. I got my 2-year. I got a 3.5 GPA. Don't play it. Alright, so this represents your job. This represents everything you can do all by yourself with no help from a job and no help from a school. This is my little cycle. I call it the cycle of success. And, well, if you can't do a job, and you can't do it by yourself, and you can't do school, the system, well, they ship you down on to prison. That's what they do. That's because you screwed up. And, in prison, well, it sucks. That's for sure. And when you get out of prison, the funny part is, a lot of times, you can't even get a job now. And you can't even get accepted into a school, depending on what the offense was. And so you have to try to get it on your own, or with a friend, or you know, get hired by your friend's small business. And if you screw up again, get a second or third strike, you could get put away for 10, 20, 30 years. They're giving people 70-year sentences for petty crimes. Don't go there. Okay, so now, school and job are pretty much one and the same token, because a lot of times when people are working a job, they take a few classes, or when they're going to school full-time, they're working a part-time job, right? Well, this is something totally different. This means that this was me. I said, I don't want a job. I don't want any of your money. No, thank you. I don't want your school. I don't want any of your financial aid. No, thank you. I dropped out. I never walked. I dropped out, man. I passed, but I never walked. So, when you're doing it on your own, that means you have no money. You have no savings. You don't need a savings. Because what's a savings account going to do? Well, when you're out there trying to get success on your own and put food in your stomach because you don't have a job or anything, and you don't make it that day, what are you going to do? You're going to go draw from your savings account so you can go buy a fancy dinner to make yourself feel good. Doesn't make it. That's not success. That's like a drug. That's like acting like an addict. You know what I mean? But instead, you can sacrifice and increase your knowledge base. Because if you don't make it that day, if you weren't smart enough to figure it out in the first place, and you go to bed hungry, well, you're not going to be able to sleep that night. You're going to be thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking about how you're going to make that money the next day. And you're going to figure it out because it's making you use your brain, and our brains are powerful, powerful organisms. And I'll prove that to you by the end of this. So, when I was out by myself, in the street, trying to make a dollar, oh man, it was tough. And everybody's looking at me like I'm a scumbag because I'm out there with the scumbag. I mean, look at this guy. He's going like this. Oh, because that's what it's like. In the street, you're going to find drug addicts, prostitutes, pimps, pushers, narcotics officers, police officers, undercovers. You're going to see all that stuff and you're going to be like, what the hell? Where's all the good people? They're up in the upper echelon. That's where they are, okay? Just so you know. They're not in, well, I mean, they may have went to school, but you know, whatever. Just because you go to school doesn't mean you're going to find those people. So everybody got mad at me because they thought I was like a bum. They said, oh, you're probably just, you know, dealing drugs or something and milking the government for stuff. And I says, dude, no, I don't do anything illegal. I don't milk the government for anything. Every dollar that I make, every dollar is 100% my solo efforts. And if I don't make a dollar that day, I starve. Okay? So I'm forcing myself to become a bigger and better person. I'm forcing myself to learn how to cook for myself and eat healthy with little to no money, right? Try to find out what you can buy for like $5. You can eat dinner for $5 at a grocery store, a healthy dinner. But you got to learn how to cook, which is a positive thing. I mean, you're learning to provide for yourself. You're learning how to manage yourself, manage your money, manage your mind. Because when you're out in the street, you can't have a bad day. You know what I mean? If you have a bad day, you might as well not even go to work. Because you're not going to make any money. You know, the vibe that you give off, people are just going to be like, they're not going to give you any money. Because they already think you're a drug addict. And if you're depressed, they're going to say, well, he's not giving them shit, you know? But all the people that were in school and work jobs looked down on me because they thought I was getting handouts. I said, what? Handouts? It's the complete opposite of that. I said, dude, when you go to a job, that's more like a handout. I mean, come on. You go, you apply, yeah, you do work, training and everything, go to school. But when you go to a job, they hand you an assignment. They hand you a job. And then you do the job and they hand you a paycheck. You know what I mean? To me, that's more of a handout. And shoot, when you go to school, that's what they call them. I mean, what's the first day in school? What's the teacher do? She walks around the class and gives everybody a handout. Alright? As if you're not smart enough, look at this, as if you're not smart enough to figure it out on your own. But you are. As a matter of fact, you become a bigger and better and more profitable person because of doing it on your own, and I'm going to prove that to you with my little circle of success here. Okay? So, let's get into it. When you start out, of course you're flabbergasted. You can't believe what's out there. But there's all kinds of ways to make a living. So you say, I'm going to do that. But I want to do it big. You know, I'm not trying to be in the street forever. Just like when you're in school, you're not trying to be in high school forever, getting held back 30 times. You're trying to get a good job. You know, so that's what you're going to be trying to do. And you find a little bit of a gig, you know, maybe some drug addict taught you a gig that he does to make money to buy his drugs, but you just use it to finance your entrepreneurship. Well, you get your dollar. Oh man, do you feel good. You got a dollar all on your own. You didn't get help from nobody. No job, no school, nobody. You may have gotten help from somebody who you think is beneath you, but you were humble and you learned that they had something they could teach you. And maybe you taught them something. You said, hey look man, I'm out in the street and I don't do drugs. That's what I did. And it touched people's hearts. Anyhow, so you got your dollar. You can buy yourself a little hat now. And you're happy. You got a big old smile on your face, man. You feel good. You feel like $1 million. Your friends that work a job and work at school might be a little bit jealous and might give you shit and poke at you all the time. But it doesn't matter, man. You're doing what you want to do. And then all of a sudden, what happens? Uh-oh. You fall down. Oh, Christ. You fall down, and that would be like, well, like losing your job. Or flunking out of school, you know? Well, maybe not flunking. I mean, if you lost your job, say, maybe there's layoffs and your company goes under, right? And you've been working that job for 20 years, and you think, and your company goes under, and you're just out of luck. And you think, well, because I went to school and I got a good job, I can get another good paying job real easy, you know, just go ball out. A lot of times that's not the case. A lot of times it's hard to find a job related to all the experience you got at your first job, and you got to take a huge pay cut and wait weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months for their schedule, right? It'd be like taking a class over again. You gotta wait weeks and weeks and weeks for the class to stretch out, where if you were on your own schedule, you could do it as fast as you like. So you fall down. And you say, oh, well, screw this. I'm not laying here forever. I'm going to hop back up and get on my 2 feet, right? And look at it, he's just as flabbergasted, he's just as naked, and has no hat, just like in the beginning. But he knows exactly what it takes to get that success, right? And he doesn't have to wait for somebody else's schedule. He's on his own schedule. So he hops back up and he goes and he makes himself twice as much money, twice as fast with a bigger hat. Fuck, I left out something. So you decide, well, screw this. I'm not going to lay here forever. I'm going to hop back up and get it. I'm going to get it on my 2 feet, right? And I heard somebody, there was one of those, what do they call it, memes or something, on Facebook with the words in the picture. And then one of them said, you never really made it if you can't lose it all and then get it back again. Fair enough, but I'd like to add a little tidbit to that. I'd say, if you can't get it back again twice, 3 times as fast, and then have twice and 3 times as much money coming in, because all the stuff you learned the first time around, so now you can ball the hell out. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing that you fell down, because it gave you time to rethink your situation so you can figure out how to become a big baller and get the money twice as fast, twice as much, and get a bigger hat twice as big, and have money bags and the whole works, and eventually make yourself an all-star, because that's what it is. We're not here trying to do petty stuff. We're here trying to make ourselves a millionaire. This is we're trying to get rich. We're trying to become a millionaire. We're trying to make millions. Okay? So once again, man, I would like to thank you guys for tuning in. Keep a close lookout, because I'm going to come with another video here pretty quick, explaining the intricacies of my design. Woo. See you guys, man. Peace. Hey, and if you don't like it,